Hey guys, Brian with Cajun Cardboard coming at you from the great state of Louisiana with a fun little video here. While the market's in decline and cards are going down in value, our portfolios, our stock portfolios, our crypto, people's cryptos, people's stocks, people's cards, everything's starting to cost more money. It's not a bad time to kind of take a step back and forge a new path in the hobby. And so there's been a lot of talk recently. It seems like it's building momentum. And as you guys know, I talk about this all the time, set collecting, right? I think that's something fun that we can do in the hobby on a relatively affordable level. Sometimes it gives you a little spark and just kind of helps you hit that reset button and gives you a new short-term goal or sometimes long-term goal in the hobby that you can kind of pursue on your own budget. There's all sorts of set collecting. There's, obviously we've had baseball set collectors from way back in the 50s and 40s, 50s and 60s. But basketball card set collecting has become a thing. As you guys know, I've collected the 1986 Fleer set pretty passionately and pretty diligently for many years, bought and sold those sets. And still retain some of those sets today. But I want to talk about 5, and listen to me closely. I'm not saying the 5 best. I'm never going to say, go put these 5 sets together, or these are the 5 most valuable, or these are the 5 best. I am simply going to give the viewers 5 collectible 1990s insert sets and look at some of the numbers and some of the data and look at the cards and just put this out there and let you guys take from it what you will. At the very least, at the end of this video, you may conclude, man, set collecting's not for me. I have no interest in doing this. Just let me go buy my John Morant or build my, Luka Doncic collection or Giannis collection, or I just want to keep collecting Jordans. I want to stay focused. But for those of you who are looking for a spark and something different and something new, I think 90s basketball set collecting is something you should at least look at. And so I will be transparent with you guys. I'll let you know which of these cards I do and don't have and which sets I am and am not collecting. But really, these are 5 that came to mind that are very collectible sets from the 90s. Iconic, I would use the word iconic's kind of overused, along with GOAT, along with super collector, along with superstar. Those are kind of words in the hobby that are probably overused a little bit too much. But if you were going to call a set iconic, I think all of these would, let's not use the word iconic. Let's use readily recognizable. So here's 5 very collectible sets from 1990s basketball inserts. And so let me switch you over to picture in picture, and then I'm going to pull up my little spreadsheet, and on your screen you should see the first set that we're going to talk about today is one of the first real collectible chase cards for Jordan. It's the 1990 Stadium Club Beam Team set. Now, one thing that I will tell you is every one of these sets will have one thing in common. Every single set is going to feature Michael Jordan. Many of the sets will feature Kobe Bryant or Shaquille O'Neal, but every single one of the sets will feature Michael Jordan. And the reason I think that is important, this is the one piece of advice that I will give you from an investor perspective. Insert sets that feature the GOAT tend to retain value longer, and you've heard the phrase, rising tides lift all boats. When the Jordan card is highly sought after and has value, it sort of oftentimes, not always, but oftentimes brings up the cards of the other players in those insert sets because of this very reason. If there's an insert set that features Jordan, set collectors will tend to gravitate towards those sets once they pick up the Jordan, and then they may fill in the set with either lesser grades or raw cards of the other players in the set. So insert sets that feature Jordan tend to carry a higher value for the other non-Jordan cards that are in those sets. So all 5 of these sets are going to feature Michael Jordan. Just wanted to throw that out there. So the first one is the 1992 Stadium Club Beam Team set that you've got on your screen. I'm on the trading card database website. I simply went into basketball and searched 92 Beam Team, and it comes right up. Trading card database is an invaluable resource if you're looking to gather more information about insert sets or base set checklists or anything like that, or if you just want to see pictures of what a particular card should look like. I've got the Jordan card here. We can pull the Jordan card up. There it is. Everybody's seen this card, right? There's also a members only parallel, but 92 Stadium Club Beam Team is a is a fantastic insert set. It's relatively affordable. There's 21 cards in the set. Here they are. That's another great thing about Trading Card Database. You can find out the checklist of what cards are in there, and you can look at every single one of the cards and see what they look like. You're going to see a who's who. You're also going to see a couple of imposters, like I like to call them. Jeff Malone's in here. Jeff Hornacek's in here. Mark Price is not the most collectible guy around. But I'll tell you what, they're out of the 21 players they chose, they checked off some big boxes. 15 out of the 21 players in this 92 Beam Team insert set are Hall of Famers. That's a really high percentage, just shy of 75%. That's a good number. These cards are 1 in 36 Series 2 pack odds, right? So there's a 1 in 36 chance of pulling a Beam Team card. Obviously, your odds for Jordan are 36 times 21 because there's 21 players featured in the set. What I've also done is I've sort of gotten a roundabout figure for the value of the Michael Jordan card, because a lot of these insert sets, collecting them in PSA 10, first you got to find the cards in PSA 10. You would need to find 21 PSA 10 cards. That's a tough task. Can it be done? Absolutely. On some of these sets it can be. But the first thing you want to look at, depending on your budget, is can I afford the Michael Jordan in the particular grade that I'm looking to get? And again, I'm not telling you have to go collect it in PSA. I'm not telling you need to go collect it in BGS, or you can't go collect it in raw condition. There's so many amazing raw basketball card collections out there, specifically 90s insert set collections out there. They're eye-popping, and I'm very jealous of a lot of those set collectors from the 90s who keep their cards in raw condition. Me personally, I like to collect my insert sets consistent, same grading company, same grade. So you won't catch me with a 8, 9, and 10 mixed set. That's just me, okay? That's my particular way of collecting. You might, I might alternate between PSA and BGS. You will not see me personally collect a CSG or an SGC set, and you will not see me personally collect a raw set. It's just not how I collect, right? But to each his own, and that's part of the beautiful things about this hobby, is that you can do it in a million different ways. So in this Beam Team, 92 Beam Team set, the MJ and PSA 10 is about $4,500. If you don't have $4,500 to drop on a Michael Jordan PSA 10 Beam Team, 1992 Beam Team, don't start collecting the set in PSA 10, right? The PSA 9 Jordan is a much more affordable $473. The PSA 8 Jordan's about $300. In fact, I think my good friend Stanley just had a PSA 8 Beam Team that was for sale for $250 on Facebook, out the door net. So very affordable in PSA 8, also very attainable. The next question you've got to ask if you're trying to chase one of these insert sets from the 90s is, well, do they even exist? Can I go get these cards, right? And so that's where the PSA Pop Report comes into play. Again, I've got the video is going to be 15 hours long if I show you sets in BGS and SGC and Raw and this and that. So I have chosen PSA 8, 9, and 10, right? So we've got the 92 Beam Team set pulled up. Remember, there's a members only parallel, but those were not pack pulled. Those were factory sets. So every one of these is going to have the regular Beam Team card and then the members only. Let's pay attention to the regular Beam Team. There's 99 Jordan PSA 10 Beam Teams out there, so it is an attainable card. Just remember, it's $4,500 approximately if you want to pick up one of those cards. But if you keep scrolling down, let's look at some of the lesser known players. If you were trying to put this set together, and let's say you do have the budget to do it in PSA 10, which I admire you if you do. There's only 34 Jeff Hornaceks. There's only 32 Jeff Malones. There's only 39 John Stockton. There's only 30 Kevin Johnsons, who was an awesome player from the 90s. There's only 41 Mark Prices, 35 Tim Hardaways. These are getting to be pretty low numbers. There's only, 32 Dennis Rodmans, which is a really cool looking Beam Team from that era. There is 113 Shaquille O'Neals because that is his rookie card, so it's been super graded, right? If you move over to the PSA 9s, it becomes a little more feasible. As you can see, there's 850 Jordans. There's 97 Neeks. There's 60, 80, 90, 100. So PSA 9 is very doable. PSA 10, not only would it be very expensive and a big hit on the pocketbook, it would be very difficult to go find enough cards in PSA 10. That would be more of a long-term move, right? So let's go back to the next set, right? There's our Beam Team set. I just thought that Beam Team set that we've got here on the screen is an iconic set. It's one of Jordan's earliest inserts, and I think it'll be a really fun set to collect. This will be the biggest set that we look at, right? 21 cards in this insert Beam Team set from 92. That's one of the bigger sets from one of the bigger 90s insert sets out there. So that's a big chase win. And remember, 15 out of 21 Hall of Famers and 1 in 36 pack odds, 21 cards. That's a lot of cards. So set number 2 that I think is also quite collectible is 1997 Metal Universe. Again, I could have chosen like 10 different Metal Universe insert sets because they're all incredible. But I chose this Planet Metal set as a little bit more affordable set. And I really love the eye appeal of this set. So here's the Jordan on your screen. The back of the card shows, kind of a galaxy looking picture. The front of it is, it almost looks like a hurricane out in space behind Jordan. These cards really, really pop, fellas. The 97 Metal Universe Planet Metal. And by the way, I said I was going to be transparent. I am not collecting the Stadium Club Beam Team. I think I only have maybe the Jordan and the Shaq. And then I am not collecting the Metal Universe Planet Metal set either that we're talking about right now. But, here's the Kobe, similar looking card to the Jordan right there. We've got, let's look at the Rodman. The Rodman cards are always awesome. They almost always feature him rebounding the ball appropriately. So this 97 Metal Universe Planet Metal set, because it's comprised of 15 cards. There you go. There's your checklist on the screen. 11 of the 15. So just shy of 80% are Hall of Famers. Imposters, not really. Marcus Camby, Stephon Marbury are the closest things. Sharif Abdul-Rahim was a doggone animal back in the 90s. And so you've got real quality, almost top to bottom, 11 out of 15 Hall of Famers. The pack odds are not killer. They're only 1 in 24. So the card looks like it would be significantly more rare than Beam Team, but really it's not. It's 1 in 24 pack odds. The MJ in PSA 10 is a monster. It is about $8,000. And so again, you always want to look at what that MJ PSA 10 costs before you decide, hey, I'm going to chase this, insert set in PSA 10. That's always been my approach, is chase it in the best grade you could possibly collect it in. That's just my approach. It's always paid off for me in the end. But again, if you don't have $8,000 to buy an MJ, you're definitely not going to have enough money to go buy the other 14 guys in PSA 10 either. So the PSA 9 MJ Planet Metal is only $1,000. And so that's where you can kind of work from there. That means Kobe would be, 60% or 50% of that. Shaq would be 50% of that. And then the others would kind of flow down from there. Usually it works that way. Not always, but usually it's Jordan, Kobe, Shaq. And again, this is a set that does feature Jordan, Kobe, and Shaq. So this set checks a lot of boxes. It's also got the big dog, the big time centers, Robinson, Olajuwon. It's got Barkley, Grant Hill. I mean, gosh, this set definitely checks a lot of box. AI's in here. So if we look at this set and we want to see, hey, how feasible is it? What if I really wanted to do this in PSA 10? Well, you're going to have a problem. There's only 2 Iverson PSA 10s. There's only 3 Shaq PSA 10s. There are no Steph Marburys out there. There are no Marcus Cambys. There's 1 Hardaway, 2 Garnett, 2 Raheem, 2 Rodman, 1 Grant Hill, 0 Olajuwon, 0 Robinson. That leads me to believe these are very condition sensitive. When you've graded, 24 Robinsons and there's no 10s, 19 Hakeems, there's no 10s. Marbury and Camby aren't the most, graded out there with only 6 and 8, but there's been 69 Shaqs graded by PSA and 3 PSA 10s. That leads me to believe either you're really going to take on a long task to put this thing together in PSA 10s, and you're going to have to buy a hell of a lot of raw cards and hope for the best with PSA, which I don't advise based on my recent results from PSA submissions of 90 cards, or you've got to backtrack and you move on to the next grade and say, you know what, I'm going to try to collect this set in PSA 9. Or maybe you're one of those collectors who does not mind mixed sets. If you can't afford the Jordan in 10, maybe you get the Jordan in an 8. Maybe if you pick up a 10, great. And then you can collect 8s, 9s, and 10s. But I particularly like to collect it in the same numerical grade, same grading company. The PSA 9, you're getting to more affordable range. The Jordan's 1,000. And then as you can see in this 9 column, there's still no such thing as a Steph Marbury PSA 9 Planet Metal. So let that be the news to the hobby that maybe there's a move here to buy raw Sharif Abdul-Rahims and and Stephon Marbury's and try to pop a PSA 9, or God, maybe you hit a home run and catch a PSA 10, and you can make a hellacious amount of money selling it to a desperate set collector like me. But PSA 9 is remotely doable, but you'd need to solve the Marbury riddle, and then a lot of these are single-digit pops, right? And the Raheem's 2, Elijah 7, David Robinson 7, not a lot to go around. So you may need to look at this in a PSA 8, or you may need to consider collecting this in a raw set. Okay, enough about that. That's Planet Metal from 1997. Metal Universe, one of the greatest sets of all time. Next on our list is the Intimidation Nation set. I will tell you, I've recently purchased the Jordan Intimidation Nation BGS 9.5, and at one point I was trying to put this entire set together. This is a 10-card insert set, 7 Hall of Famers. It's a much more rare insert set than the prior 2 that we just discussed. These are 1 in 360 Series 1 Skybox Premium boxes, okay, packs. So 1 in 360 packs to pull a or an Intimidation Nation insert, let alone the Jordan Intimidation Nation insert, which would be 1 in 3,600 packs. And so this gets really pricey. Even in PSA 8 condition, the Jordan's 2,800. In PSA 9, the Jordan's 7,000. And then the last Jordan PSA 10 is 22,140. I decided to abandon this set. I do have a few that I'm getting graded by PSA, some Van Horns, some Antoine Walkers, and some Sean Kemps, and some Paytons. I got mixed results on a couple of those. Some of them I'm still waiting to get back. But I chose to abandon this set chase and kind of continue to focus my collecting on getting those Jordan inserts in my collection that I don't yet have. But this one always fascinated me because it features an up close. I mean, you can look at the Shaq, right? It's just a real high detailed. I mean, you can see the beads of sweat running down his face. Every player in this set is intimidating, and that's why it's called Intimidation Nation. I mean, think about it. Shaq, Kobe would rip your head off. Kevin Garnett would kill your family pet with his bare hands if it meant getting a rebound. Grant Hill, again, soft-spoken, good-looking, sensitive, thoughtful, Duke kid. But when he got on the court, he wanted to destroy you. Sean Kemp, obviously, everybody remembers the Lister blister where he points in your face after he dunks on you. Keith Van Horn, I'm not buying it. Super soft Utah. Pick and pop power forward. He does not belong in here. I don't care what anybody says. Antoine Walker, the picture looks great, like he's snarling, like he's nasty, but he was a little guy that tippy-toed around and shot a bunch of threes and was very inefficient. Jordan, what do we need to say about Jordan? Everybody's seen that card, as intimidating as it gets. Gary Payton, absolutely. And Tim Duncan, he will kill you and not say a word to you. Sorry, clicked the wrong button there. Tim Duncan would kill you and not say a word to you. They don't have a picture of the Duncan. But 7 out of 10 Hall of Famers. Crazy pack odds. Let's see how attainable it is. And this is what I probably should have looked at before I started it. I was just trying to collect it in the highest grade possible. There's only been, one thing that you'll find is if it's not Jordan, Kobe, or Shaq, a lot of these dudes have not been graded in these insert sets. And I think there might be a move there for a long-term investment to buy some of these, non-big three Hall of Famers that feature in some of these iconic insert sets like Intimidation Nation and get them graded and then sit on them for a while. I think over time, collecting these insert sets might become a thing. Again, I'm not collecting this set or Planet Metal or Beam Team. We are about to get to one that I am collecting, or I have collected and I have completed, but none of the ones so far. But look at these paltry numbers. There's only been 156 Intimidation Nation cards graded, period, by PSA, period. That's all 10 players. That's it. 156. And 53 of those are Jordan. 53 of those are Kobe, and 61 of those are Jordan. So about 2/3 of it is Kobe and Jordan. So again, good luck going and find. I have a Shaquille O'Neal 10, 9, and 8. And there's only 3, 3, and 3 of those. There's only been 9 ever graded. So I had 1/3 of those that have ever even been graded, let alone what they grade. So I'm abandoning this set, but I am happy to have the Shaq in PSA 10, the Jordan in BGS 9.5, since those are the two guys that I PC. So if you are trying to collect this set, my advice is either you need to be okay with a mixed grade set, 8s, 9s, 10s, or you need to try to chase it in raw condition, because chasing it in PSA 10 condition might be a frivolous endeavor. That's just my thoughts on the matter. But kudos to you if you can put it together. That would be absolutely astonishing and incredible. Next on our list, like I said, I will be transparent and straightforward. This is the Flair Showcase Take It to .net set. So this will be the first insert set. Again, not the best insert set, but collectible insert set from the 90s. It's from 1998 Flair Showcase, which is an incredible product. There's only 2 insert sets in 98 Flair Showcase, and Take It to .net, Take It to .net is one of them. There's a hellacious quantity of parallels, and they're very confusing. You guys need to take hours upon hours to figure out rows and seats and VIPs and there's a million parallels, legacy collection, this, that. So we're not going to get into all that, but Take It to .net's a really cool insert set from there. It features sort of a computer motherboard background here, and like we'll pull up the Scottie Pippen. There it is. There's a Pippen right there. Just really good looking, kind of green computer. Late 90s internet fad moving towards the this social media world that we have, internet world that we have. Who else can I pull up? There's Grant Hills right there. The one thing you'll notice is this is the first insert set that was actually serial numbered. So these were serial numbered to 1000. There are non-serial numbered versions out there. Steer clear of those. Do not buy those. Only buy the ones that feature the gold foil serial numbering on the back, like you can see right here on your screen. There's Garnett, 956 out of 1000. So these are serial numbered, so there's no pack odds, right? But they're serial numbered 1 out of 1,000, or serial numbered to 1,000. So they are attainable, and they actually do grade pretty decently. The Jordan in PSA 8 is $820, approximately, give or take. The Jordan PSA 9 is about $1,650. The Jordan PSA 10 is about 10 grand. So be ready to shell out some clams if you want to try to do this thing in PSA 10. There's also 15 cards in here. There are, sorry, I got that wrong. Those numbers were wrong. Sorry, I was looking at the wrong row. There are 15 cards in here. 8 are Hall of Famers. The Jordan in PSA 8 is 3,000. The Jordan in PSA 9, Take It to .net, is 4,200 approximately, and the Jordan in PSA 10 is about 13,800. I apologize, I was reading off the wrong numbers. So that gives you some idea. This is a little bit steeper, right? This is sort of in that Intimidation Nation territory. Not quite that expensive, but pretty dang expensive. And any serial number Jordan insert card from the 90s in PSA 10 condition is going to probably be pushing a 5-figure card, and this one's no exception. It's 13,800. Let's see how attainable these cards are in high grade. So we know we can find the Jordan, the Shaq, and the Kobe because those are the most graded cards. But if we look at a guy like a Pippen, there's only been 19 graded ever, right? There's 6 PSA 10s. Keith Van Horn, there's 2. Grant Hill, there's only 4. Antoine Walker, 3. Sharif, 3. Hardaway, 3. Marbury, 7. Mercer, 4. There's only been 6 Mercers ever even graded. And so that just tells you this set collecting this in anything other than raw condition is not quite yet a thing. Will it be a thing one day? I don't know. But if it was going to be, if it was going to become a thing, I think this is one of my 5 most collectible 90s insert sets. I love the eye appeal of the card. I love the fact that it's serial numbered. I love the fact that 8 out of the 15 players are Hall of Famers. And I love the fact that it has the big 3, Kobe, Jordan, and Shaq in it. My big 3, I should say. So anyway, that's another set to consider. You're probably going to have to work your butt off and buy some raw and get them graded by PSA and shoot for a PSA 8 condition. PSA 9 would be really tough. A lot of them are Pop 0, or at least one's Pop 0, a Pop 1, Pop 3, Pop 5, Pop 10. Tough to do in PSA 9 condition. Again, if you're one of those people that can mix and match, maybe you do some PSA 9s, maybe you do some BGS 8.5s and BGS 9s and just put the set together. That bothers me because I'm an OCD weirdo, but it may not bother you guys. But that's collectible insert set number 4 from the 90s. And then last is my favorite, and it's a set that I actually have put together. And I put the set together in PSA 10 condition. And I think it's the only one in the world. It might be one of 2, but it's the 1993 Ultra Scoring Kings. This was a chase card for a lot of people in the early 90s in the basketball collecting hobby. It features 9 out of 10 Hall of Famers, and the only thing that you could remotely call an imposter is Larry Johnson, and Larry Johnson was no imposter. Larry Johnson was a fantastic basketball player, especially during his Hornets years, and then he became a villain with the Knicks like everybody else who goes to New York and plays for the Knicks. But, you're talking Barkley, Dumars, Ewing, Jordan, Karl Malone, Alonzo Mourning, Shaq, David Robinson, and Wilkins. That's 9, not just Hall of Famers. That's 9 first ballot Hall of Famers. That's 9 iconic players. That's I haven't done the math, but I don't know which of those guys are or are not in the top 75. But just looking at it, God, I can't remember on Alonso and Dumars if they were in the top 75 list or not. But at least 6 of the guys were, 7 of the guys maybe. Yeah, I think 7 of the guys definitely were in the top NBA 75th anniversary team. So iconic as iconic gets. You know, it obviously features lightning in the background. There's the Barkley. It's really hard to take pictures of these cards. I've talked about this on my channel before. It looks terrible on these pictures. The back looks great, right? There you go. You can see the lightning. The front actually looks sort of like that, but for some reason, the way that the foil is, it just looks like a dark mess. I don't know how to get a good front picture, but you can see on the back, it just comes in a lot clearer. The foil on the front, for some reason, makes the pictures look absolutely miserable. But anyway, so that's the set right there. You guys know what it looks like. Everybody should be familiar with that. If you're not, this would be where I would start personally. And this is where I did start. When it comes to insert sets of the 90s, I felt this was the most important to me and the most collectible of all the sets. And so I tried to collect it in the highest grade I could get, which was 9. And then an opportunity came along, and I decided to do it in 10. And believe it or not, I pulled it off. And so, you know, in Pop 10, you'll see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of the cards are Pop 10 or less. So finding those cards in Pop, you know, in PSA 10 condition is very difficult. You know, Barkley is graded 9 PSA 10s out of 144. Dumars is 6 out of 69. Ewing is 10 out of 105. Larry Johnson 7 out of 82. The Jordan you can go find in the 10 if you've got enough money. But the Alonzo Mourning is 13 out of 105. 6 out of 90 for Karl Malone. They're just really hard to grade, guys. The Dominique Wilkins being the lowest. The Dominique and the Karl Malone are Pop 5 and Pop 6 respectively. Just a lot of single-digit Pop cards here. It's really not easy to find in PSA 10. But in PSA 9, it becomes very doable, right? 44, 21, 28, 30. Jordan has a ton, 258. 31, 38, 112, 24, 20. So you can do this set in PSA 9. You could certainly do this set in PSA 8, and you can do it relatively affordably. The Scoring Kings Jordan in PSA 8's less than $1,000. For a while, it ran way up, right, to almost 2,000 or whatever, maybe over. I don't know. I can't remember from 2021. But right now, the Jordan PSA 8 Scoring Kings about $800. The PSA 9's about double that. It's about $1,600, $1,650. And then the PSA 10, of course, is still $10,000, but that got well over, I think that got over $20,000 at one point. But right now it's $10,000 for one of those 97 Jordan PSA 10 Scoring Kings. So very doable set here. I think this is the one, me personally, this is the one I would start with. Again, I don't need to hype it. I'm not selling the set. Somebody the other day was trying to get me to break it up and sell off, you know, let me keep the Jordan and keep the Shaq, but sell off the other ones because they wanted the set. And I said, hell no. I was like, I think it's a Pop 1 set right now. I'm not selling that set off. There's not a number out there. Certainly there's not a number you could offer me in a down market where I would sell this set. That's just me. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Again, just 5 collectible sets. I'm not telling you to go collect these sets. You know what? I could do another video tomorrow with about 30 minutes of research and come up with 5 just as collectible insert sets. And that's just a tribute to how fantastic cards are from the 90s. Again, I have no dog in this hunt. I do have the Scoring King set, but the other sets, you know, the Beam Team, the Planet Metal, the Intimidation Nation, and the Take It to .net, I did not have those sets. I'm not chasing those sets. And if I was going to chase it, it would not do me any good to share these sets with you and talk about them and hype them up. And again, it's not like, you know, a million people are watching my videos anyway, but I do get the vibe that, you know, a larger percentage of my subscribers are true subscribers than a lot of these channels, which have 20,000 subscribers. But, you know, I'm not giving nothing away. If you're watching my channel, A, you can tolerate me and my accent. B, you can keep up with me because I talk really quickly. And C, you love what I love. You either love investing in, you know, the kind of the fun of buying low, selling high, or you just love collecting cards primarily from the 90s and Jordan cards, you know, and like Cool Mail Days, right? I'm always sharing with you guys what I'm buying and what I'm selling. So I can't tell y'all how much I appreciate you guys watching. Hopefully this is another one of those outside the box Cajun cardboard videos that you guys find entertaining, and maybe it'll, you know, light a spark in you guys. If your collecting has gotten stagnant, if you've gotten to the point in the hobby where you're depressed because cards are going down in value and whatnot, turn over a new leaf. Go do something different. Go put one of these sets together in raw condition for a few $100 or a few $1,000. Go do it. Do something different. You know, achieve a goal. You'll feel better about yourself. You know, it's fun to share it with people. Like if someone shares a raw Intimidation Nation set on Instagram and they post a picture of it, it gets hundreds of likes because it's badass. It's really cool. It's a really cool, really tough pack odds card from the 90s, and somebody just got every single player in that set. That is a really cool thing to do. And, you know, in some of these, in a certain grade, you can't just throw money at it, and that's the beauty of set collecting. You can't always just throw money at it. Some of these don't exist. You've got to buy them raw, grade them, and create the card in PSA 9 or PSA 10 condition. You can't just go buy the next one because they're not readily available. And that's why I wanted to pull up these pop reports and show you guys that this is not really a thing yet. And I'm not saying it will be a thing. I mean, it's been 40 years or whatever, 35 years. You know, if it's not a thing yet, it may never be a thing. But it's a thing for me because it's fun as hell, and it's a distraction, and it's a welcome distraction. And sometimes when I get tired of just constantly buying Jordans or always trying to grow my Shaq PC or my Jordan or Giannis PC, you know, or LeBron's, I want to do a little set here and there. And so, and sometimes I do really big sets, and then sometimes I do little bitty sets, you know, in PSA 8, and because I like showing pictures and putting it together and getting closure. That's just one of the nerdy OCD things that I've had ever since I was going to flea markets in, you know, like 1979. Trying to collect the entire Cincinnati Reds baseball team. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you're a set collector out there, or you like any of these sets, or if you have another suggestion for a 90s set that you find very collectible, let us know in the comments, but also let us know why you think it's a collectible set. Is it the aesthetics? Is it the players that are the constituent component parts of the set itself? Is it the particular year? Is it the product? You know, I like to feature and focus on insert sets that feature Michael Jordan. If it's got Kobe and Shaq in there, it's a bonus, right? Obviously, Kobe can't be anything pre-96, but, you know, I think a set needs to have Jordan in it to have long-term lasting investment value. So I personally stick to collecting only those sets. That's just my preference. I've never put a set together in basketball that I can think of that did not feature Michael Jordan. Yeah, I don't think I've ever put a set together in the basketball hobby that did not feature Michael Jordan. But again, I'm not telling you guys what to do. That's just me. That's just how I operate. So that's the beauty about this hobby. You can go in any direction you want. Anyway, thank you guys. I've rambled long enough. I appreciate you guys watching. You know, I don't take any of you for granted. Anybody who's subscribed and taking the time out of their day to watch my videos, I truly do appreciate it. So stay tuned. I've got more great stuff coming out. There is going to be a little lag here when I'm going on vacation with my family and my wife and kids and go get some much needed relaxation, try to heal this hamstring. And then I'm turning right around, getting on a plane and flying up to Atlantic City to go to my very first national, which I am absolutely thrilled about. If you see me at the national and you don't say hello to me, I'm going to be pissed off. So I want to hear from you. I want to shake hands and slap backs and get to meet some of you guys and gals who watch the channel. And because this may be the only time during the year that I'll get to meet you. I am going to get to a Dallas show at some point. So if you guys are from down this way, then maybe we'll cross paths there. But I don't get out to shows much, not nearly as much as I wish I did. So if you see me at the National, stop me, interrupt me in the middle of a deal or a conversation and just poke your hand in and shake my hand, or at least say hello and let me know who you are, because that's part of the reason I'm going to the National. I might not even walk out of there with a single card, but I will walk out of there with some more friends and you know, kind of strengthen some of the relationships that I've made in the hobby. So thank you guys for watching. Keep collecting, stay positive in the hobby, and peace.